My name's Stephen Edwards. I'm the chef owner of Etch by Stephen Edwards in Hove, just outside of Brighton. The two dishes I'm doing for you today are sea trout and clam, and also a really nice duck and broccoli dish. First off, we're going to cook our cockles. What we did first, we just cleaned them, ice cold water, a little bit of porridge oats in there, just to filter that water, get all the dirt out of the clams. Now we're going to cook the clams. Just a little mirepoix of diced carrots and banana shallots, finished with some parsley. We're also going to add a little bit of feta chablis. Up a little bit of oil, get our mirepoix, give it a little shake, add our clams. Finish with some parsley. Just going to put another pan on top because we've just covered them in the white wine. We literally want to cook them as quick as possible, about 30 seconds to a minute in those lovely flavours that we've added to the pan. We're just looking for the clams just to pop open naturally. As you can see, they're just starting to open up now. Give the pan a little shake, just a bit of heat on there. Just going to drain them off of all those lovely juices. We're now just going to take the clams out of the shell really easily, just with our fingers. We're going to put them into a beer batter. I really didn't want to discard the lovely cockle juices. So the two things we're doing with it, we're making a cockle ice cream and also a cockle ketchup. Milk based, a little bit of milk powder and a stabiliser called Pro Creme. Just going to put the clams in the beer batter, just using tweezers, and put it in the oil. Secret ingredient, not only do we use stout, we also use a little bit of cider vinegar in there. So the sea trout we use is from Wales. It's line caught, it comes in from the sea up the River Dee, and we just cover it in equal amounts of sugar and salt for 24 hours, wash it off, pat it dry. So we're now going to start thinking about plating up the dish. Got a sea trout which we've sliced about a centimetre thick. We've then got a little bit of sourdough crumbs, so using the milk stout ale, some leftover sourdough, blitzed it up with a little bit of malt extract as well. We've got our cockle ketchup. We just use the juices, a little bit of sugar and some cider vinegar, and then we just use an agar just to thicken it up. We're going to place on our beer battered cockles, fresh dill, to the ice cream next. Finally, a little bit of the dill oil. So we've got our cured line caught sea trout. We've then got some beer battered cockles, cockle ketchup, cockle ice cream, sourdough crumb, fresh dill and a dill oil. So the next dish I'm going to do is duck and broccoli. Just take the breasts off the crown, dry age them in the fridge, literally on a tray, on a wire rack. I'm just seasoning it with a little bit of mould and sea salt, fat side down, going into the pan. Seal the duck, you hear that nice sizzle. No oil in there either. We don't need oil because we've got a lot of fat on the duck breast and we want to render that down. We're not going to roast it for too long in the oven. We're only going to roast it for between 3 and 4 minutes. So we want to get all our colour where it is now. We're just going to seal the duck on the other side before we're going to roast it in the oven at 180 degrees. Now we've got the broccoli element of the dish. We're just going to take off some of the florets, trying to keep them whole as possible. I only need 2 florets for this dish. All the rest you're going to make a puree from. I'm going to slice this broccoli in half. Still got the duck fat in there from the pan. Don't want to lose this flavour. This for me is flavour. We want as much colour on there as possible. We're going to roast it in the oven for about 2 minutes just to finish the cooking. Going to start using our broccoli stalk. First of all, we've got to peel it. Just trying to keep its shape. As you can see, it's like a lighter colour underneath. So we just want to get that dark green colour off. What we're going to do is just take that end bit off and then just do really nice thin slices. So broccoli is nice and cooked now. So first up on the dish is our broccoli puree. We've got our roasted broccoli. I'm going to put one bit on there for now. And the duck has been fully rested now. And we're going to slice it down to season. A little bit over the flesh. See, they're really nicely cooked. We have some roasted macadamia nuts, our raw broccoli stalk, and then finally, really nice duck sauce. So this dish is duck and broccoli, free-range Devonshire duck breast, crown roasted and served with some roasted broccoli, raw broccoli stalk, broccoli puree, roasted macadamia nuts and a duck sauce.